The gym is already loud before the doors fully open. Iron clinks. Fans push warm air in circles. Arnold steps in with a small notebook under his arm. Chalk on his fingers. Habit. Automatic. He stops at the front desk. Not to ask permission. To find the rules. A bell sits there, untouched. Behind the counter, a man watches him without moving. Arnold sets the notebook down. Opens it to a page with numbers. He points to a line, then to the rack schedule taped to the wall. A simple question. Quiet. Polite. The man behind the counter doesn't answer. He looks past Arnold to the room. Then says, loud enough to carry, stop talking. Not angry, just final. A few lifters turn their heads. Not all. Enough. Someone smirks as if the sentence was for them too. Arnold closes the notebook. He doesn't defend himself. He doesn't move. The counterman taps the bell once with a fingertip. A soft metallic click. A permission cue. Two guys by the bench laugh late, like they were waiting to be told it was safe. Arnold shifts the notebook from left hand to right. No hurry. He keeps his feet where they are. Shoulders square. Hands open. Breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. A thicker man in a tank top steps closer. Not touching, just entering range. He leans toward Arnold's notebook. New guy writes it down, he says, to no one in particular. The room answers with small noises. A snort. A cough that hides a laugh. Weights keep moving. No one stops training. Public pressure without a pause. Arnold looks past the man's shoulder at the racks. One is empty. A bar sits loaded but unattended, like a claim. A different kind of sign that says, not yours. The counterman lifts the schedule and peels one corner off, then sticks it back on crooked. Tiny sabotage. It makes the times hard to read. He watches Arnold notice it. Arnold does not reach to straighten it. He lets it stay crooked. Stillness as choice, not surrender. The man in the tank top waits for a reaction that doesn't arrive. A whistle blows from deeper in the gym. Not a coach. Just a guy calling attention. Heads turn again. The tank top man smiles wider, empowered by the look. He steps sideways. Blocks the path to the empty rack by inches. Casual. Accidental in appearance. Arnold's space narrows. Not by walls. By bodies. Arnold takes one slow breath. His chest rises, then settles. He adjusts the strap of his bag once. Automatic. He does not step back. He does not step forward either. The counterman speaks again, louder. Racks are for members. He doesn't say it to Arnold directly. He says it to the room, so the room can enforce it. A lifter near the mirrors nods. Another laughs and looks away, as if avoiding guilt. The gym becomes a courtroom without a judge. Arnold stands in the aisle like evidence. He opens the notebook again. Not to argue, to confirm. Numbers. Dates. A plan. He keeps it low, near his waist, so no one can accuse him of showing off. The tank top man reaches toward the notebook. Not grabbing it, just hovering his hand over it, invading. He pauses there, testing how long he can hold the space. Arnold's fingers tighten on the paper, then loosen. A micro fight with instinct. He keeps his hands open again. He lets the hovering hand become the embarrassing thing. Silence builds around them. Not total, but focused. The fan noise feels louder. The iron clink feels sharper. A few people stop mid-rep, waiting to see if Arnold will react. The counterman taps the bell twice. Click, click, like punctuation. The tank top man takes that as permission and steps closer, too close. Say it, the tank top man says. Ask nicely. He smiles like he's offering a lesson. The crowd waits for Arnold to shrink into a plea. Arnold does nothing. Feet set. Weight even. Eyes level. He looks at the empty rack again, not at the man. As if the rack is the only thing that matters. The counterman regains momentum. He points at a sign near the door, members only. He doesn't need to point. He points anyway. Authority made visible through a finger. A near shift. A second too long. Arnold's jaw tightens. Almost a word. Almost. He exhales instead. Slow. The word stays inside. The tank top man laughs, relieved. Then waits. He expects the laugh to trigger more laughter. It doesn't. Some faces stay blank. They are starting to feel the cruelty. The tank top man tries again, louder. Stop talking, he repeats, mocking the counterman's voice. The room chooses a side by when they laugh. A delayed laugh comes from the back. Arnold turns his notebook page. A quiet sound. Paper. He writes one line. Just one. No show. The act of writing becomes his answer. The counterman leans forward. Put that away. Not because it matters. Because he needs Arnold to obey something. The bell sits under his hand like a weapon he won't use. Arnold closes the notebook. He keeps holding it. He doesn't put it away. He doesn't raise it either. He holds it at his side, like a weight he can carry. A man near the squat rack steps into the aisle behind Arnold. Not threatening, just present, a body becoming a wall. Now the gym feels smaller. Escape options close without doors moving. Arnold notices the new body by the change in air. He shifts his stance half an inch so his heels are aligned. Grounded. A stable base in a room trying to tilt him. The tank top man tilts his head toward the empty rack. You want it? He says it like a dare. Then he steps in front of it again, claiming it with nothing but position. Micro cliffhanger. Arnold's hand rises slightly. Not a fist. Just the notebook lifting as if he might speak. The room holds its breath. Arnold lowers his hand. No speech. No reaction. He looks at the floor markings near the racks. Tape lines. Boundaries. He chooses a different rack without announcing the choice. He walks, measured, toward a corner station. Not as good, not as visible, but functional. The crowd watches to see if this is retreat. He stops at the station, sets the notebook down, aligns it with the edge of the bench. Square. Order restored through small geometry. The counterman laughs once. A small victory sound. He expects the room to join. It doesn't. The room returns to iron and breathing. Arnold loads plates. Not heavy. Exact. Collar tightened. Metal clicks. He listens for symmetry. If a room wants to shame you, you answer with precision. He begins the set. Slow controlled reps. No eye contact with the crowd. No performance. Just work. The tank top man drifts away, dissatisfied by the lack of drama. A few lifters keep glancing. Not laughing now. Measuring. They expected a reaction. They got routine. Routine is harder to mock. Between reps, Arnold wipes the bar with a towel. Not for cleanliness. For sequence. Wipe. Breathe. Reset. Sequence prevents improvisation. The counterman tries one last permission cue. He taps the bell again. Single click. No one looks. The bell fails to move the room. Arnold finishes the set and sits. Breathing changes. A tremor in his hands appears after, not during. He hides it by adjusting the strap on his bag. Automatic. The tank top man watches from a distance. His smile is gone. He looks confused. The humiliation didn't land the way it was supposed to. Arnold stands and re-racks the bar with care. Metal on metal. Clean. He doesn't look toward the desk. He doesn't need their permission to be methodical. A man from the mirror area walks over. Older. Not smiling. He stops beside Arnold's station, not in front of it. Respect shown through angle. He nods once. Small. The older man says nothing. He just begins his own set at the next bench. Close enough to be seen with Arnold. Not a rescue. A signal. The crowd absorbs it. The counterman looks away. He pretends not to notice. Authority hates being ignored. But he can't punish work without revealing himself. Arnold lifts again. Same pace. Same breath. No reaction offered. The gym's noise returns to normal, but the pressure remains under it. A new micro-threat. The counterman flips the members only sign over. Now it reads, private. He does it slowly, so people watch. A reminder that access can be taken. Arnold sees the sign change. He doesn't look at it twice. He keeps the rep speed constant. His stillness becomes strategic, not passive. The tank top man tries to laugh again. It comes out thin. No one follows. A delayed cough replaces the laugh. The room is shifting, inch by inch. Arnold finishes. He cleans the station, wipes chalk, aligns the towel, puts the notebook back into the bag. Zip sound, quiet, closure without permission. He walks to the desk, not to ask, to leave. He sets the notebook on the counter for 1 second, then takes it back. A small signal. I decide what stays here. The counterman waits for him to speak. Arnold doesn't. He checks his keys. Thumb over metal. Habit. Automatic. He turns and walks out. Outside, the air is cooler, wider. His shoulders drop a fraction. Only now. He doesn't look back at the gym door. Tomorrow he will return earlier. Before the room is full. Before permission cues have an audience. He will build control in silence, one repetition at a time. Because in a crowded gym, power is often taken by whoever makes you react. He learned to deny that trade. He didn't win by speaking. He won by staying. Before dawn, the gym is quieter. The same door. The same bell. The counterman is there again, coffee in hand. He looks surprised to see Arnold return. He doesn't greet him. He slides a clipboard across the counter. Blank lines. Fine print. A pen chained to the board. Authority in paper. The pen is placed just out of easy reach. Arnold doesn't lean for it. He waits. Hands open. Breath steady. The counterman taps the pen with one finger, impatient. A small escalation. A test of who will move first. Arnold steps 1 inch forward, only enough to take the pen, no more. He signs without hurrying, clean letters, then puts the pen back exactly where it was, centered, like returning a bar to the rack. The counterman flips the clipboard toward himself, checks the name. He pauses on the last name again, as if tasting it. He does not joke this time. He just lets the pause do the work. Arnold turns away before the pause can become a scene. He walks to the rack station he used yesterday. Same corner, same bench. He sets the bag down, checks the strap once. Automatic. A new micro-threat. The tank top man arrives early too. He stands at the adjacent rack and loads heavier plates than he needs. Metal clangs. A performance meant for an audience that isn't there yet. Arnold warms up with an empty bar. Slow, straight path. The tank top man watches for hesitation. Finds none. The room stays quiet, but the pressure is still present. The counterman turns up the radio. Not music. Talk. Voices. Noise that makes focus harder. He turns it up 1 notch, then another. A small punishment disguised as normal. Arnold does not look toward the desk. He keeps his rep speed constant. He breathes through the noise. In, out, measured. The radio becomes background, not a weapon. The tank top man walks behind Arnold on purpose. Too close. His shoulder almost brushes Arnold's. A near miss. A line that almost forces a reaction. Arnold keeps his eyes level on the mirror frame ahead. He does not turn. The tank top man stops and waits. He wants a look. He wants a word. Arnold sets the bar down with control. Metal touches metal without a slam. Silence returns for a second. A delayed laugh comes from the front desk. The counterman tries to restart the old permission cue. It sounds wrong in the morning. Too early. Too exposed. No one joins him. Arnold wipes the bar again. Sequence. He checks the collar. Then begins the next set. Work continues. The test fails to interrupt it. By the time other members arrive, Arnold is already sweating. Already mid-rhythm. The crowd sees the routine before the story. Routine is hard to humiliate. It gives the room nothing to grab. The tank top man tries a last line. Still not talking. He says it like a trap. A few new arrivals glance over, waiting for the answer. Arnold doesn't answer. He re-racks the bar. Steps back exactly 1 pace to reset. Not retreat. Reset. He checks the strap on his bag. Automatic. Then returns to the bar. The counterman watches the room choose what to follow. Noise or work. He looks away first. Authority hates losing attention more than it hates being challenged. Later, people will claim he was fearless. They will be wrong. He felt the pressure. He simply refused to pay it with motion. That is the principle. In public, humiliation needs your participation. A glance. A word. A step back. He learned to deny those small payments. When he leaves, he does it the same way every time. No wave. No explanation. Keys found without looking. Thumb over metal. Habit. Automatic. The bell on the counter stays silent behind him. The door closes. The gym keeps its noise. But the rule changed without an announcement. They told him to stop talking. He answered by staying.